Hey, and welcome to video number 5. We're going to be talking about how you can rebrand your sales letter quickly and easily with a 3-step process that I'm going to teach you. So step number 1 is to write with your own style and just let your creative mind flow. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in the next few slides. And step number 2 is don't worry about grammatical mistakes. I'm going to show you how you can find editors and proofreaders on Fiverr.com so that they can help you. So just write with your style and don't worry about grammatical mistakes. And step number 3, I'm going to actually show you how to use Composer, which is a WYSIWYG HTML editor tool. Basically, in short, it allows you to edit your HTML sales letters and very easily. So let me move on to step number 1 and talk about your style. What is your style? Basically, how do your customers know you as, or how do you write? That's the question that you should be asking yourself. The point here is that when you receive a sales letter or any type of written materials or anything like that, and let's say, for example, that you have an existing customer base, then when you write your sales letter, people will come to know you the way you write. And if they notice that the way you write is very different, then they will notice that. So, but the point here is to write with your style. Write the way you are comfortable with. You want to use benefits and keywords and things like that, but write the way that you write. Don't worry about, the way you should write. And what I'm trying to get here at is that don't worry about grammatical mistakes. Allow your creative mind to flow. And I know some of you are thinking, oh, I don't have any creativeness in my mind or anything like that. But you do. Many of you do. You might be left brain, right brain, and whatever. But the key here is just let your creative mind flow and rewrite that sales letter. I'm going to show you, I'm going to teach you how to do exactly that. Now, before you actually rewrite your sales letter, you want to look at some basic sales copywriting 101. And if you're really good at rewriting sales copy, then you probably could skip this step. However, I do want to provide as many resources as possible to make your life easy in terms of rewriting that sales letter. Now, one of the downsides of getting a private label rights product is not all the sales letters are created equal, and not all the sales letters are created well. So you want to make sure that it follows, the 12 steps with David Frey. And if not, then I would advise you to tweak that sales letter so that you can get higher conversions. Now, obviously, I don't want you to focus way too much time on this and, have, just sit there and not really launch the product. I want you to focus maybe about half an hour on this, and that's it, and then move on. So the 12-step process here, 12-step foolproof sales letter is great because it shows you, what you need to do. So 12 steps are to get attention, identify the problem, provide the solution, present your credentials if you have any. If you don't have any, that's fine. Show the benefits, give social proof, make your offer, inject scarcity, and so forth. Now, I know I got a limited amount of time with this right now, but I do want to give you the resources that you can use. So go on his blog, look over. He actually gives you some really good tips like headline templates, how to blank, or secrets of cat training revealed. Warning, don't even think about training your cat until you read this ebook or this and that. Identify the problem, provide the solution, present your credentials, and so forth and so forth. So I wanted to provide you with that first before we actually begin to show you, how to go about rewriting the sales letter. So let me go over here and we'll begin to rewrite the sales letter. Let's see here. Now, some of you will receive the sales letter in HTML format, and then some of you will receive the sales letter in Word format, PDF format, whatever format it is. What I normally try to do, if it is in a web-based format like this, the first thing I want to do is, of course, rewrite it. Or if I can rewrite it, if it's really good already, I might tweak just parts of it. So what I want to do now is simply, if you look at the sales letter here, or the one that you have in front of you, whatever that is, the first thing you want to look at is headline. So have a subheadline, the introduction, stuff like that. So what I would normally do is, instead of editing the HTML directly, which you'll be able to do in step number 3, and however in step number 1, my goal is simply just to get this in Notepad. So what I'll normally do is I'll open up Notepad or WordPad, doesn't matter. Just open up some sort of Word document type thing. So I got Notepad open up here. And with private label rights, as long as they follow 12 steps, if they don't, then I'll tweak it. And the first thing I'll try to do is I'll try to rewrite the headline. So the headline right now is quickly tap into the lucrative cat niche without spending a fortune or hours of your valuable time creating the content yourself. Now, obviously, in this case, the report is cat niche, but it is selling to people who want to resell the report kind of thing. So it's focused towards online publishers and online business resellers. So in that case, you could go to David Fry's system and just use some of its templates, like, okay, warning or secrets of, warning, secrets of, people will always want to know secrets. I found that. I can definitely tell you that. Shortcuts, secrets, tricks, resources, stuff like that. So if I were wanting to rewrite this, I could say something like secrets of lucrative or profitable cat niche revealed. And I could also combine that with the warning. Warning, don't even think about or think of going into the cat training niche until you read this. Something like that. And then most of the time you want a subheadline which supports the headline, and you could say expert cat trainer reveals all. Something like that. Something to support the headline. And then if we look at here, we have this here. What I'll normally do is copy this over. Because when you send the stuff to the proofreader and the editor and the person who's editing your grammar, then they're probably not going to look at this and fix this. So you're going to need it in some sort of notepad or Word document type thing. So it says, Dear Online Publisher, now you have a 12 completely customizable newsletter, blah, blah, blah. So, and the way I would normally rewrite this, which you can do anything you want, is I would start with the fact. I would say something like, fact, cat training is in evergreen and profitable niche according to some sort of statistic. And then I would just follow David Frey's system of, 12 steps. Number one, get their attention, identify the problem. Are you, say something like, are you sick and tired of, fat here? And so you got their attention, present a problem, and then solution. The solution would be your product, and then so forth and so forth. So this is basic sales copywriting 101. I don't want to go way too much into it because this could be a whole new different course, but you want to use that. You want to definitely follow his thing. You can also go on Google and type in copywriting keywords and just find like words and phrases, like 58 online copywriting power words. Power words is the keyword to finding, like free gift, limited time, and just sprinkle a bunch of that stuff throughout your whole sales letter. So what I would normally do is I would rewrite the sales letter. I wouldn't totally rewrite it, but I would rewrite, at least the headline, the subheadline, part of the introduction, and a little bit of the middle, and at the ending as well. So I would go through and use a 12-step system and use some power words and phrases and make sure that you express the benefits and the what's in it for the viewer type questions. Once you're done with that, I would basically save this as a Word document. So I'd create a brand new Word document, plop this in here, and then I would go to Fiverr. And then step number two, what I do after I write or rewrite the sales letter is I send it off to somebody to edit and proofread. I really don't have time to sit there and fix my grammatical mistakes. And with this process, I found that I don't run into writer's block. I'm able to pump out sales letters within an hour or two, simply because I don't care about proofreading. So what I want to do now is I want to go over to Fiverr.com and show you how to find proofreaders very, very quickly who can edit your sales letter just for $5 or $10 or whatever, depending on how many words you have. So let me go ahead and show you that. So I use Fiverr.com for all of my proofreading, in terms of proofreading documents and so forth. I love Fiverr. I've never had a bad experience. And the way I go about finding people to proofread my documents, I use several different people at different times. And I go to Fiverr, I go to the search section here and just type in proofread. Then I click on rating, and then I look for, in this area specifically, people who will proofread anywhere from 1,500 words to 2,000 or 2,500, because that usually tells me, okay, these people are good at what they do. They can read fairly fast and pick up stuff fairly quickly. So I'll open these up and these up, and I'll often look for people that have top rated sellers and different things like that. Another thing to look for is people who have this here that says Express. That means that they will turn around, proofread your document within 24 hours and send that back to you. So I'll open these up, I'll send them a message and say, hey, are you still free? Whoever contacts me first, and I will usually analyze it that way, and then I'll go out and choose that person, unless I realize that they're in a different country. For example, this person's in the United Kingdom. I'll wait, and they have Express near them, so that tells me, okay, good, they're going to turn around within 24 hours. So this is the method that I use specifically. Number one, don't worry about grammatical mistakes. Get somebody else to do it. And number two, get somebody else to do it. So once that's done, they will normally send you a Word document with changes and stuff like that in it. So we're going to take that document and I'm going to show you next how you can, add that to the actual sales letter web page. Now, once you're done with, you've received the document from the proofreader, you can take that and you can, just add that to Composer, to the HTML file using Composer. So I'm going to show you how to edit with Composer. First thing I want to do is show you how to download and install it and basically where to do that. And then I'm going to show you how to edit the HTML sales letter using Composer. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Now I'm just going to use this as an example. Let's say that they've just sent me the sales letter document, and normally they will have like track changes enabled. So if you're in Microsoft Word and you see something like, let's see here, I'll show, click track changes, and you do something like, they delete this, and then you see marks and stuff and blah blah blah. In order to get rid of these track changes, you will need to accept the changes that are made. So what I would normally do to get rid of these track changes when I get, when I receive the document, and this is just to tell you what they did, what I would normally do is I click here, click on final, and click accept, and accept all changes in document. That way, as you can see, this is made. The changes are final, and then what I'll do from this point is I'll copy this to Notepad. And to do that, I'll just basically click Control A to select all, or of course you can go up here and select all as well. But press Control A to select all, or do whatever you need to select all of the text, and then I'll basically just copy that over to Notepad. And the reason being is when you transfer, text from a Notepad to the HTML editing tool, then you get rid of all the code. But if you copy stuff from Word, a Microsoft Word document, to the web HTML editor, then it gets all funky and you get all these issues and stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and do that. So if I go to sales letter here, and let's say, for example, that I want to edit the sales letter, which is this file here. So what I'll normally do is I'll go to sales letter and I will open it up using a program called Composer. Now I do want to show you how to download Composer. If you go to Google, and it starts with a K, so it's Composer with a Z-E-R. So it's K-O-M-P-O-Z-E-R, and you click on this. So you go to Composer here, you click on download for Windows. Now if you do have a Macintosh, they do have that available. So you gotta go click on downloads here, and you'll be able to see that you can download in different languages in Windows, Macintosh, and in Linux. So just want to make that point there if you are using a Mac. So go ahead, download it, install it, and we'll begin to use it right away. So if you need to pause this video right now, do that now. So I will now assume that you have Composer, and if you've installed it, we're going to edit this file here. So normally what I'll do is I'll open up the file just to view it first to make sure that I am editing the right file. If that's the case, then I'm going to right click, click on Open With, and click on Composer. Now if you are using a Mac, then I recommend you open Composer first and then find that file and open it up. So right now I'm looking at the sales page, and I've noticed that the header is that the actual headline is actually part of the header. So let's say that I was going to totally revamp this and totally get rid of the header and the footer and just create a brand new e-cover. So if I do that and I just delete that, and I do decide to do that, I can do that later. But what I want to do now is just focus on the sales letter itself. Now I'm going to minimize this so you can see it better, because I know it's hard to see it. Alright, so I've minimized it, I've fit it in the box so you can see it. And what I'll normally do is I'll open up Notepad where I've copied my information in here, and I'll simply drag and drop it over there. Now, Composer is so easy to use, as you can see here. And let me just give you a quick run through. These red lines are tables, and basically you'll want to just edit the text. If you want to create like a new headline, put new headline here, and you highlight it. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you know, with these play around. You can change the font here, you can make it in the middle, format the middle, you can add bullet points, you can add numbered bullet points, you can change the color. Dark red usually does. You can change the font, Courier, Times New Roman, and change it back. You can add images, you can add tables, other tables, you can tweak the tables, you can add links, and so forth. So as you can see, it's very, very easy to use. So what I'll normally do is I'll have this open, and I will basically copy this over to here. And normally sometimes I'll put in the quotations too, like secrets of profitable cat niche, secrets of the profitable cat niche revealed, warning for, let's see, warning, don't even think of going in, warning to online publishers. Don't even think about going into the cat training niche until you read this. And then we'll want to add our subheadline, expert cat trainer reveals all, so you don't have to make the same mistakes. And let's say I want to change the color of the subheadline to maybe blue, and I want to make that smaller. I can do that here too. And as you can see, it's very easy. Make sure you save your files just in case something happens. From the desk of first name, we'll just say John Smith. Everybody uses John Smith. But let's do that, and we can change this. You know, text is very easy to change. You can see that this image is within the table. So, you know, we could delete this, we could add our own, you know, stuff, you know. So really, as you can see, it's very, very easy to edit HTML files as long as you have the right resources and tools. And fortunately, and best of all, it's all free. So once you're done with that, click on save, and if I click exit and I open this up in Google Chrome, as you can see here, I've gotten rid of the header and everything, and I was easily able to change everything. And that's how easy this is.